Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Mustafa. My name is Muhammad Amir Hafiz bin Ahmad, UDC 190134, and today I'm going to present to you the introduction. So let's proceed to the introduction slide. So the first part is Islamic finance playing a big part in the global, especially in the business world. Islamic finance can refer to a corporation or any company who, including banks or even any institution, raise capital in accordance with Sharia laws. Next part is Islamic finance work to make sure that everything is fair, and obviously if we work, all the progress is not against Islamic law. Next is without Islamic finance we cannot overcome challenge that have been created by credit crisis. Last but not least, there was some Islamic finance organization that have been top of the chart in this banking or business industry, such as Ryan Bank, Bank Islam, and RHB Bank.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Azrin bin Anwar. My metric number is UDC 190143. I'm going to discuss the question number 1 from part A. Explain the Islamic finance. Islamic finance, the potential true principle in this Muslim world with bank and different lending institution increase capital. Islamic finance is a monetary device that operate according to Islamic finance regulation, which are not as Sharia compliant. Just like traditional economic system, Islamic finance element bank, capital market, fund manager, funding firm, and insurance plan company. These entities are ruled by using Islamic regulation and the finance enterprise policy. The importance of having the Islamic finance is that by assisting financial inclusion, the conventional banking device is primarily based on past-time repayment at a free set of deposit of money. Payment and receipt of hobby provided by Sharia law, so mostly abstain from banking. However, through Islamic banking, monetary inclusion can be promoted and carry a large pool of financing saving in the nearby international financial system. We're moving to the next point is reducing the impact of harmful product and practice. For example, whether these are acceptable at the presentation or not. This is wrong in Islamic regulation. For the next one is principle of financial justice. Financial justice is help and regulation that help Sharia company Islamic finance product purpose. The foreign financial system look profit making through interest charge and make the recipient liability for any risk. Islamic finance open the opportunity to propagate share of profit, loss, and risk. For the last one, encourage stability in investment. In Islamic finance, we compare the conventional finance and Islamic finance. Conventional finance investment decision are approached with slower, insightful decision-making process. The Islamic financing company generally keep away company whose financial practice and operate are too difficult to handle. Islamic finance promote reduction by conducting intensive audit. Thank you. That's what for me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ibn Alif, and today I'll be explaining about my part for question number 2, which is explaining the concept of owning a property or asset in accordance to the Sharia law. Okay, so basically, the concept of ownership or al-milkiyah in the Islamic terms can be defined as an extent for any person to have a freedom to own any private property as their belongings. In Islam, everything in this world belongs to the God Almighty, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And the God Almighty can be defined as the owner or the real power of any form of property, and has the power to utilize and give responsibilities to every Khalifa in this world. With the permission of God Almighty, the rights of ownership can be given according to the Sharia law. And besides that, this ownership is an integral aspect of society structure and should be considered as a social entity. This ownership also provides and contains advantages and also responsibilities. And every person, every individual who owns a private property has advantages and also needs to carry responsibilities in owning every ownership of private property they have. The rights to own properties was given to everyone equally, and everyone in this world should benefit this private property or these properties equally because it is given by the God Almighty to them according to the Sharia law. Moving to next question.
For question number 3, the question is conventional finance and Islamic finance have their own source document. Explain the source documents for both Islamic and conventional finance. Before I proceed, what is the difference between conventional source document and Islamic finance source documents? Source documents itself is actually a receipt or card statement. Alright, so the difference between Islamic finance and conventional bank source document is Islamic finance source document doesn't contain any elements that against Sharia law, such as gambling, interest, and many more. But conventional bank contains the elements that against Sharia law. For example, the receipt for the gambling, that is one of the document source for conventional bank. Example for Islamic finance is like the receipt that doesn't contain any interest or any elements that against the Sharia law. Next is number 4. The question number 4 is riba is one of the prohibited element in Islamic finance. Explain riba with example. Riba is prohibited under Sharia law because the borrower needs to pay an extra amount, or we can call it as interest. There are two types of riba, which is riba al-duyun and riba al-buyu. The meaning of riba al-duyun is riba in loan transaction. Meanwhile, riba al-buyu is riba in trade transaction. Riba al-duyun and riba al-buyu both have two categories. The first one is riba al-qard and riba al-jahiliyah. The meaning of riba al-qard is the owner of the debt can state whatever he wants, and the debtor needs to fulfill all the debtor needs. Another one is riba al-jahiliyah, which is a form of interest. Next, for riba al-buyu, it also have two categories, which is riba al-nasiyah and riba al-fad. The meaning of riba al-nasiyah is riba of delay, and the meaning of riba al-fad is the way of access.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi Sir Mustafa, my name is Sitina Jana binti Azmi and my matrix number is UDC 190177, and as for my part, I will be presenting about Gharar. So as stated in the question, Gharar is one of the prohibited concept in Islamic finance. So Gharar comes from an Arabic word which means uncertain, hazard, and chance of risk. So Gharar is described as selling something that is not present yet or yet to be seen. In general, Gharar is obviously a negative element which is strictly prohibited from the strict rules in Islamic law and Sharia. And Gharar is basically a transaction that is highly uncertain, that may cause injustice. And you know, based on the Islamic law, we are supposed to handle finance in a way that promote justice and prohibit the unethical activities. Gharar is prohibited, but not all types of Gharar is prohibited. So Gharar is divided into two, which is the Gharar Yasir, the light Gharar, and Gharar Fahish, which is the heavy Gharar. Gharar Yasir is a small amount of Gharar that won't cause any harm or damage, and for an example is selling of durian when you don't even know how it looks like on the inside. And other example is paying to go fishing when you don't even know whether or not you will get the fish. So on the other side, Gharar Fahish is an excess Gharar that is strictly prohibited in Islam. A good example of Gharar Fahish is sales of an unborn camel that is still in the mother's womb. Other than that is sales of fruits that before it even appeared on the tree. According to the Hadith, which is a revered book in Islam, Prophet Muhammad SAW spoke against the selling of something that is not with you when the claim of ownership is uncertain or suspicious. There are also numerous numbers of hadith that explain about prohibition of Gharar, which are enumerated by Muslim Ahmad, Abu Dawud, Al-Tirmidhi, Al-Nasai, Al-Darami, and Ibn Majah. On the authority of Abu Hurairah, the Prophet prohibited the pebble sale and the Gharar sale. The clarification of Gharar is also explained in the Quran, where it states, "And do not eat up your property among yourselves for vanities," which means Gharar practices do not benefit the whole society. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rasha Natasha binti Muhammad Nizam. So for my part, I'll be presenting about why gambling and money trading is prohibited in Islamic finance. So the first one is gambling. Gambling, also known as maisir, it is referred to acquiring riches simply by chance, whether or not it deprives others' rights. So in Islam, the property of an individual is sacred and must not be separated from the owner except by the lawful exchange or unless they willingly to give it away to the charity. For instance, uncertainty about the timings of benefit of a pure life insurance creates a gambling element. Casinos are also a prominent example of gambling where wealth is transferred from the losers to winners without creating a new stock of wealth. Moving on to the next point, which is money trading. A Muslim can trade the goods and commodities that have been declared as halal and not the haram one for use. There can be no trade and traffic in the things that Islam proclaimed the use of. For example, there can be no trade in swine, wine, the dead body of animals, and also idols. A devout Muslim merchant would not even traffic to ladies in tin and transparent stuff, as it is unlawful to use such stuff. One cannot sell an animal's carcass. However, he can flay his skin, and that can be used to make shoes, and thus can be sold them, but not the dead animal's flesh. Where is the true of an animal's functional skin even refers to an elephant's tusk. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Islamic binti Azmi from UDC 190113, and I will be presenting about my part, which is in part A. So number 7 questions is, monopoly could be the easiest way to earn money in the short term. However, why monopoly prohibited under Islam finance? The answer is the monopoly or ihtihar in Arabic is forbidden practice in Islam because it leads to injustice. Okay, monopoly is prohibited under Islamic finance due to several reasons. First thing first, monopoly has an element of unilateral interest in pricing, which monopoly can lead to polemics and dissatisfactions in society. Moreover, monopoly in one way is used to exploit, which in Islamic terms we call zulm, the poor by the rich class. Questions number 8 is, what is a Sharia compliant product? Explain the example. So basically, I state here 3 Sharia compliant product, which the first one is products that are exchangeable for money. The reason is based from an Islam point of view, which the money is not to be rewarded. Okay, money acts as a means of trade or a store of value and cannot be used directly to meet human needs. This may be used for the purchase of products or services which are of essential use. Next is products that are free from riba. The reason is to avoid cause of injustice and also negativity from the society to each other. As an example, riba increases the income and wealth disparities. The rich who lender take advantage to the borrower, which is the poor. They charge the interest to them, so which add the burden on the borrower itself. Okay, as a result, the rich become richer and the poor become poorer. So riba thus increases the inequality of wealth among the members of society. Next, we have products that not monopolized by one party. A monopoly exists when only one company can supply an essential product or service in a given region because of significant barriers to entry for any competitors. So in the absence of competition, a monopoly company can increase its prices, limit its productions, or simply ignore customer service concerns. The reason is based on majority opinion, which is also in line with the aims of Maqasid Syariah, is that the prohibited monopoly is one that causes harm to people and make it more difficult for them to do so. Thank you.
Moving to the final question in this part A, which is give example of a bank that promotes Islamic finance and illustrate the products that the bank provided. So the bank that we choose as a group is RHB Islamic Bank. And for the first product that this bank provided is deposit. So products such as savings account I gives benefits to the users to deposit their money and receive a certain amount of profit according to the amount of their savings. And this product is based on the concept of commodity murabahah, and according to the tawarruk arrangement and can be confirmed legal based on the Sharia law. Okay, so the second product this bank provides which is card services. So RHB Islamic provides credit card I, which follows the Sharia law with a suitable and a very low interest plan. And this product also provides a huge number of benefits, including points that can be collected in every time every users use the card. And there are also no annual fees for the users, and can surely gives advantages and safety to every users who use this card. And the third product this bank provide, which is financing. For financing, it is a very good option to every individual who plans to own a property. So RHB Bank Islamic offers a very trusted loan to any individuals who qualifies to apply for the home property financing, and it includes extensive coverage across Malaysia, and with a minimum of 30,000 ringgit loan. So this product is surely protected under the commodity of murabahah, and it is based on the Sharia law. So it is surely protected in the safety of Sharia law. Thank you very much.
So for part C, we are using RHB Bank for Islamic financial institution in Malaysia. So the product that RHB Bank have provided to us is home or property financing /I, which is the product itself is a loan for home or property that been provided by RHB Bank. So all Malaysian citizens can use the loan or use the product that have been provided by RHB Bank to buy their first home, to easy their way to buy the first home or their property. So the concept that have been used by RHB Bank for this product is murabahah, which is debt, or we can call it as liability. Murabahah is the concept that majority of Islamic banking have used in nowadays. The benefits of using the murabahah is, first one is variety. Murabahah can be used by any type of business, the small, the medium, the commercial and the corporate. So like I was said before, if you have any business, you can use the murabahah concept because it doesn't matter what size or what level business that you on. And the next one is ideal. Murabahah is ideal for a short-term financing. And last but not least is the ideal raw material. The meaning of ideal raw material is provides ideal raw material for financing solutions. So by this means is provide a new solution that can overcome many challenges. So that's all from me. Thank you, Sir Mustafa.
Okay, I'm gonna explain for part conclusion. The conclusion of Islamic finance is the advantage of practicing Islamic banking system. It's also a prohibition in both riba, bribery, slavery, money trafficking, and gharar. We can conclude that Islamic finance generally ensure everybody's safeness, fairness, and credibility. All such law had also gradually being used by the Muslim organizations around the world and belief system to stop non-Muslim activity. Okay, for the next slide, this Islamic finance is safe to practice by all Muslim people, even though non-Muslim people also can practice this system, because Islamic finance teach us to be honest. As an example, in business, we cannot increase the price as we wanted, because everybody have their own business also. So when we want to increase the price, we also need to ask the society or the government to make sure the citizen and all people can buy at the low price. So, and we can make profit also. For authorizing, for next one, authorizing conventional bank to invest in equity or debt in order to run Islamic counter should be objective, stringent, and compliant into Sharia law. For the last one, with respect to the statement, it should not be dangerous for Islamic financial entities such as masyarakat, murabah to compete with each other in order to offer the best available solution. Thank you for my part.